Aloha everybody, this is Gigi from Kauai Community College. In this video, we are using the chain rule to find, in this case, the second derivative of this function. All right, so we're going to go find the first derivative and then clean it up and then find the second derivative. So here we go. The derivative of y is, we would have to apply the product rule because it consists of two factors, x, and then cosine of x squared. Okay, so the product rule will apply here when we're taking the first derivative. The derivative of the first part, which is 1, multiplied by the second, which is cosine of x squared, plus the derivative of the second. The derivative of the second function is negative sine. And then I have to apply the chain rule here, multiplied by inside function, which is 2x, multiplied by the first function, which is x. So when I do go and clean that up, the first derivative is cosine of x squared minus 2x times x, 2x squared sine of x squared. Now, what am I going to get to do with that? I am going to get to take the second derivative. This is the first derivative. Okay? And then the second derivative is, and the notation would be 2 marks here. Okay? That's the double prime. That would be the second derivative is cosine of x squared. The derivative of that is negative sine of x squared multiplied by inside function, which is 2x, minus, here we have a product. I'm going to put this in parentheses because the negative usually mess up everything inside. The derivative of the first, which would be 4x, multiplied by the second, that would be sine of x squared, plus the derivative of second, which is cosine of x squared, times the inside function, which would be 2x, because that is a composite function, so I have to apply the chain rule, multiplied by the first, which would be 2x squared. And that is that second derivative. What can we do to that? Well, we could go ahead and clean this up. Here we see 2x, negative 2x. And then when you distribute this into there, that would be negative, and that would also be negative. So I will have negative 2x sine squared minus 4x sine x squared. That would be negative 6x times sine of x squared. Okay, so that is our first set of like terms. And then the second part here, when we distribute that into there, that would be minus. And 2x times 2x squared is going to be 4x to the third. And then I just have cosine of x squared here. Okay, what can you really do with that? If you really want to, you can go ahead and factor out the negative 2x because that's the common factor. And so inside we will have 3 sine of x squared plus 2x squared cosine of x squared. And that is as far as we can go in terms of our second derivative. So we saw here, we take the first derivative, we simplify that, and then we keep taking a derivative of that derivative, and that is called the second derivative.